Election day, the primary is going on. We'll talk with John McGuire a little bit later about that. I got so much going on to the show today. Super Dave, good morning.
Good morning.
Gary's off today, so I somehow will try to hold down the fort and handle sports. I don't know that much about sports, Dave, so you might have to help me.
Well, we don't need much out of you on sports.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a lot going on in sports besides
trade deadline?
Was yesterday,
and everybody's mad because the Dodgers. You know, the Dodgers have over $1 billion in deferred money.
Well, yeah, like 700,000 is Shohei Ohtani alone.
Their entire contract is deferred. They're not paying it right now. That's why they keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. So,
but that was such a team-friendly contract.
Oh,
they're not paying him anything or they're paying him like a couple of million a year until then. 7 years from now, he'll get like $100 million a year.
And guess what happens then?
Well, doesn't that go back on their payroll though?
No.
That doesn't count towards the payroll.
For payroll taxes, I'm not sure, but here's what I do know. You want to know why he did it?
So they can load up on great players.
Right, but that's why the Dodgers did. Do you want to know why Shohei did it?
He can live off his endorsement deals until he retires.
He can, but you want to know why he really did it?
Why?
Guess what he doesn't have to pay?
California income tax.
California and Los Angeles income tax. He did it to avoid the taxes.
That's
because by then he'll be back in Japan. They'll be paying him in Japan. That's when he'll get his money. He won't have to pay California taxes.
Yeah, but if he earned it there, doesn't he still have to pay?
But he's still under contract.
Some portion of it?
Still under contract. Just not getting that paycheck until he's back in Japan.
Oh, he's saving. Yeah, he's deferring a lot of taxes until after he retires.
Gosh, so another reason why California is as silly as it is, their biggest superstar in the entire state realizes how bad the taxes in California. So he goes, I'll not take my money until I leave your dumb state.
Just think if he moved to, like, after he retires, he moves to Texas or
Vegas,
Florida, or Nevada, Florida, somewhere where there's no income tax.
That's why most players do live in Florida or Arizona. Arizona does have some state income tax, but
but it's a lot lower than California.
In Florida, there's none. Oh, it's so nice.
And they're trying to get rid of the property tax too.
Yeah, amazing. All right, we got a lot to get to on the program today. I do have a piece of tape that I've got to play. It's a little bit long for you. But JFK Jr. called out CNN. It is beautiful. We'll have that for you today. But let's get to our Richmond's Morning News Brief. Here's everything you need to know as we kick off 804 day here in RVA. Story number one, primary coming up today. Just in case you didn't know, because I'm not sure if a lot of people are fired up about the primaries today, but around the country they are. We're going to see. Has the Democratic Socialist of America captured the Democratic Party? I talked to somebody yesterday, Big Dem, very, very concerned. That's our big story of the morning.
Number one.
Tuesday's marquee matchup is Michigan's Democrat Senate primary. Progressive Abdul El Sayed, backed by Bernie Sanders and every member of the squad for that matter, is taking on Congresswoman Haley Stevens in a race that has really become quite the test of the party's future. El Sayed rejects the socialist label, but supports Medicare for all and abolishing ICE. Now, Stevens, for her part, she's backed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Senator Gary Peters, and she says Democrats really should just focus on kitchen table issues and not ideological litmus tests.
It's so amazing. She was one of the most liberal members of Congress. Now, she actually looks sane compared to her opponent. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of different races around. Remember, the squad trying to come back to Congress. We'll see what happens. But if you're a Democrat today, I think you should take a look at the direction your party is going. Will the DSA, will the far left wing continue to grow in prestige and power within the Democratic Party? It's a big litmus test today. Meanwhile, we'll have our primary today. Who will we choose to run against Mark Warner? We'll see. We'll talk with John McGuire about that coming up at 7:30. Story number two, Donald Trump is frustrated. The world is watching, and Iran pulls the football out from Charlie Brown one more time.
Number 2.
At least one cargo ship was hit with an unknown projectile, according to maritime tracking groups. This was near the Strait of Hormuz, and the incident comes as the U.S. naval blockade remains in effect. CENTCOM says that as of August 3rd, they have redirected 44 commercial vessels and disabled 2 others. President Trump posted on Truth Social on Monday, in part saying, "Nothing gets through to Iran unless we want it to, and nothing will get through unless a deal or total surrender is accomplished." The president went on to say whether Iran wants to admit it or not, we are in fact talking of a solution to a problem that they have caused.
All right, that's the latest from Fox News. So what's going to happen? Donald Trump said, you know what? I think negotiations are going well. So he said, okay, we're not going to completely decimate them. Then Iran says, we're not having talks with the Americans. That's not true. I think Iran is actually telling just a sliver of truth. They're talking with the Oman. The Omanis are representing the United States and Pakistan representing the United States, and negotiations going back and forth. So are the Iranians having direct talks with us? No. Are they talking through Oman? Yes. And they keep getting closer to thinking we're going to get a deal or something, and then all of a sudden Iran goes, no, we're not going to do this. Pull the football back out. How much longer will this go on? Because I will tell you, even on the right and the Republicans and Trump supporters are starting to wonder, where are we going with this thing? So we're going to have to keep an eye on the next 36 hours to see, will Iran continue to be obstinate, say one thing, do another? And I get it. They're talking to 2 different constituencies. They're talking to the world, but more so they're talking to their people. So when they say we're not talking with the United States, that's meant for their people, because internally their inflation is like 300%. They're rationing gasoline. Their economy is devastated. And if you think we have it bad with our gas prices, and as much as we're grousing about that, think about the Iranians, where they got bombed. They've got buildings blown up. Their economy's in shambles. They can't sell their oil. If you're the Iranian government, there's a little tell right there. They're talking tough, because if they show any kind of compromise with the United States, their people will say, wait a minute, what are you doing? I thought we were winning this. I was willing to put up with this, but now we're not. And again, remember, in that part of the world, if you show any signs of wanting to find peace, that's shown as a sign of weakness, and they will pounce on you. So we'll see what happens in the next 36 hours. Story number 3. You know what? I hate to point out the hypocrisy of things, but sometimes it's just too fun. Hey, New York City, I guess asking for IDs is okay to go to your grocery stores, but not to vote? That's our third story of the morning.
Number 3.
Oh, the hypocrisy of the left. Orhan Mamdani, who's leading this whole DSA charge. You know, Donald Trump's asking that we get voter ID laws. You know what? Just show me that you're actually a citizen in order to vote. No, that's racist and wrong, and women can't do it. The people of color can't find IDs, and you're awful. Well, guess what? I guess asking for an ID isn't that bad if you are a Democrat Socialist of America member who wants to open up government-run grocery stores, because Mamdani show the hypocrisy of the left. In order to shop at one of these $70 million New York City-owned grocery stores that are going to set the prices 30% below retail value, okay, I guess, especially when grocery stores work at about a maybe 3 to 4% margin, but I'm going to lower it 30%. Let me know how that works out for you. They're going to ask for your ID in order to shop at that grocery store. So I guess it's okay for me to ask you for an ID to fly on a plane, to buy beer, to shop at the grocery store in New York City, but not to vote. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see. Story number 4. I guess we're going to keep our off-year elections.
Number 4.
All right, Virginia was having a committee meeting yesterday, Senate and House members. Are we going to get rid of the off-year election? So, you know, we have the presidential election. Then next year we have a governor's election. So we always have off-year elections. So we have an election every year in the Commonwealth of Virginia? Well, there's talk about wanting to put us on the same as the federal election. So when we have presidential election, we can have a governor's race. Well, it died yesterday in committee because the Senate and the House couldn't get together on it. And we'll talk about that with Tom Garrett coming up today as well. And finally, a story of controversy in women's sports that Dave is very excited about this time at the Tour de France.
Number 5.
Okay, no, I'm not going to talk about controversies in the WNBA. Oh, boy, I'm going to get in trouble with this one, Dave. Did you see this story about the controversy they're having at the Tour de France?
I did not.
All right, Tour de France. The women's Tour de France is going on right now. And there's a controversy because of padded undergarments by some riders.
Are they putting steroids in them or something?
No, but if you have a padded undergarment for a lady, it actually supposedly can make you more aerodynamic.
I'm just trying to think of.
Because you have more curves.
Right.
Kids are in the car, so don't get me in trouble.
See, what I would think less. Well, I guess it depends how the curves
because,
are, because
okay,
it would deflect the wind away.
It would deflect the wind, so it would be like the front of the nose of a NASCAR. See,
right.
I'm just trying
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
I
I see
can
what you're
not
saying.
to get in trouble.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. So it's the nose. It's the nose. So it's not the front like a bus, but it's kind of curved.
Right.
And that makes it more aerodynamic. So what they're saying is some of the competitors at this year's female Tour de France might be wearing padded undergarments to give them more of a advantage when it comes to the aerodynamics of riding their bikes. And maybe it doesn't make a bit of difference in a sprint, but over the course of a race, you could pick up 2 or 3 seconds. And that's sometimes the difference between winning and losing. So now there's controversy whether they need to, I don't know. I'm going to leave it right there.
I just want to know.
Don't get me in trouble.
How'd you get picked to be a scientist to figure that one out, and why wasn't I not informed to apply for that job?
I guess it went to Howard Wolowitz for the Big Bang Theory.
There you go.
Uh,
He'd be perfect for that job.
Oh, he would be.
Oh, well, although he only had a master's, he didn't have a doctorate.
He didn't get a PhD like the rest of them. But actually, Dave, I looked it up. They have been studying this. There's your education dollars. There's actually been studies on the aerodynamics of padded undergarments.
I should have went in to become a scientist.
I know.
Or an engineer or whatever they use to test that stuff.
I think I did okay. On the on not getting in trouble on that one, right? I mean, there's no kid. There might be kids in the car, but they're not. School hasn't started yet, but still wanted to watch myself on that one. Anyway, that's Richmond's morning news brief for this morning. All right, we got a lot coming up on the program. Today's show is brought to you by our friends at A+ Windows. So